This is the Dethleffs Trend motorhome. It's a fully integrated model. As you can see, it's got a driver's side door, but not a passenger side door. I don't think you need a passenger side door. To be quite honest, I don't think you really need a driver's side door either on a one like this, but maybe just makes it a little bit more convenient. So on this side, so obviously you've got your fuel filler, water filler, you've got your gas exhaust. Here, very small garage at the back, space for 3 bicycles on the bike rack. That puts me in a bit of a quandary. What do I now do? I've got my bicycle here, but this is the middle of March. Will the weather be good enough to cycle in? I don't know. Find out. Now, the garage space is quite small, so that tells us a little bit about what to expect inside. Here we have the electric 220 hookup, and this is the way in. So we don't have an electric step, we have a one that's always there, as we have in my vehicle. Now, when you're in here, there's a huge amount of space around the table. So it's like it's a vehicle for several people. We've got a double bed above the driving position, and as I walk forward, now as a rule I don't like double beds above driving positions because I think that they reduce headroom. Well, I don't think, I know they reduce headroom. The big question is though, is it a problem or isn't it a problem? Now we have, there's a step here, an internal step, and there's a step there as well to the bedroom, which is amidships, and at the back we'll have the bathroom. 2 single beds. Of course, you may decide to use the double bed, which is up there, but if you want to leave your bed made, then it's a single bed. There's a good little addition. So if you've got a dog, there's one for the dog and one for you. Alternatively, the dog could have both. Depends what you feel like. Kitchen, well, you've got prep space here. That's very handy, I think. That's a really good place to put it in. So you may leave, for example, your washing up there. This is absolutely standard. 3 rings on the cooker. Now, one thing I will say though, which is good, is to have the cooker here protected. Now, this is something which I've only recently learned, is that if you have pots up here, the heat will be directed in this direction. That will deflect it away from these plastic knobs. It's something worth considering. That also applies to domestic cookers as well, although it's rare to have them at the same level in domestic things. There's a long, thin Thetford fridge. I'm not a friend of big fridges, but if there's got to be a big fridge, then let it be a long, thin one. Up here we've got our Truma boiler, heating, water, what have you. And here we can see what the current state of play is on the electricity. So there we have the house battery, as they say in German. The habitation battery is 12.7. There we see the engine battery is at 12.5, and that's the water which needs to be dumped, and I need to get a fill up of water. So there's that very clear. 2 single beds, and you've got access to the garage from the outside. There's a ladder, too certain I'm going to put the ladder. I'll have to think about that one. Coming through to the washroom at the rear. Now, people such as Fran have said that I don't spend enough time in the washroom. Fran is of course referring to filming. She's not actually referring to the amount of time I spend in the washroom when I'm washing myself. She hasn't found that one out for herself yet. So, down here, now I'm always going on about duck boards, but in this case, don't think a duck board is actually necessary, because it's not part of the gangway. You're not actually walking in and out of the shower. Of course, it does look a little bit nice. Now, having said you don't walk in and out the shower, I'm just going to do it now, but as a general rule, you wouldn't be filming things. Toilet down there. I think there's enough space there. I think that's quite a lot of space for the toilet. There have been people who've said things about, is the toilet big enough, wanting larger toilets, and well, that is something. This is something worth considering actually. I might even bring that up with the manufacturers. Now, hanging space. Well, you know, you're going to get a lot of stuff in there. You're going to get your winter stuff in there quite easily, so no problem there. And there's additional storage here for your cosmetic stuff, your soaps and what have you. I think the sinks are pretty good size as well. Now, for some people there may be a problem about this space up here, but in my opinion there's not much the manufacturers can actually do with that, so leave it like it is, and you could possibly use that for storage of certain items. Here there's more storage, although how you get to it is more of a problem. Space there for your towels, very important in my opinion. Many motorhomes do not have things like this, and what does that cost? A couple of euros to put that in. You've got a big mirror here. I'll close that so you can see what's going on there. And there's additional space for soaps and shampoos and things in the shower. So there's a lot of storage in the bathroom itself. One feature which I think is really good, there's more manufacturers putting this in, is this, which it's a small thing, but you know, you come in out of the rain, you're soaking wet, or sometimes your towels are wet, and where do you put them? This is the ideal place for them. Your wet clothes, your wet towels, or even you might decide, as I often do, I'll wash my socks and underpants at night. I can leave them up there. Hopefully they'll be dryish in the morning. I don't think they will be all that dry. Depends how warm it is in here. Well, we'll be finding that one out. You can also open the window here should you so desire. Sometimes it's nice in the summer to have a shower with the warm air from outside coming in. Well, I won't be doing that because today snow was forecast, although it's quite bright for the moment. Now this van, I think you'd agree, has a lot of air in it. There's a lot of space. If you are claustrophobic, then this could be a sort of the van for you. My problem with this, and the reason I chose it, was because I have a problem with it, is because I don't like the single beds. And I know there's a double bed up front. I might use that. I might give it a go, and we'll see. Now, if there are more than 2 or 3 of you or whatever, you can close it with this divider, but bear in mind this, that the toilet is at the back, so that it ceases to have the same value as it would normally. Ooh, and let's have a look at this cabinetry as well, because I like this gloss. It aids the idea that there's a lot of space in here. Pull them up, and we've got them all the way around. So we've got 6 here, and in this part we've got 4. So look at the amount of space there. And another good thing is you can sit around the table with your legs up, because you can stick your legs down there. One thing I like to do is I like to have my feet somewhere, and in this case if I'm sitting in the driver's seat with the seat turned around, I'm going to put my feet down there. Alternatively, I often say I don't like this bench, but if you're sitting there in the passenger side with the seat turned round, you can stick your feet there. So good. This is what it looks like before I've messed it up. Have a quick look at the engine, or the driving position I should say. Won't be having a look at the engine. This is the new Fiat Euro 6. It burns roughly 10 to 100 kilometers, so it's like 1 litre of fuel per 10 kilometers driven. It's got a 6-speed gearbox, quite peculiar because it keeps telling you when to change gear. Now it tells you something that I didn't learn. For example, yesterday I was driving another vehicle and it told me I was 1,400 revolutions, I was doing 70 kilometers an hour in 5th gear, and it told me to change gear. But not down. It told me to change gear up and put it into 6th. Now, as a general rule, just to see how it worked out, I did as it told me. However, and this is a rather important thing, I didn't do it in Switzerland. I was on the windy roads going up hills and down quite steep gradients with ice on the road. I did it the way I thought was best. You've additionally got here, you've got your USB and you've got your 12 volt there as well. So I'm now going to move my stuff into it. One thing I would say if I were living in something like this is that when I was on site, because I stay on site for long periods, and I do occasionally have herbs in my van. Now I'm really into functional eating and ways of general health improvement. I've now even started fasting. I'm doing this fast, which I've got to fast for between 18 and 20 hours a day. Now my herbs, if I'm staying somewhere, and I can stay I'm quite conservative. I live in a van, but I'm conservative. I go somewhere I like it and I'll stay there for a month or even longer. I put my herbs up there. And this would really encourage me to get more herbs if I had something like this. Oh, I must say also, you've got the passenger side, you've got a bit of extra space down there as well, so you can keep your jacket, the one that now seems to be the law in many countries, and maps if you still use them, and then all go down there. So now time to get my own stuff in here.